We can get out. Can't get in. We'll just leave it open if we go up there.
Yeah, because if I have to fix something or check something, we take a this.
Yeah. Just make sure you leave it open.
Yes.
Welcome, everyone. Mike's not on. And welcome, everyone, to the Gates World Series here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Garrow Von Dane with you live. Goldpanners baseball. It is cross-divisional day. All the teams are playing opposition from the other division, so these games do not count towards the standings, the tournament standings. They are all 7-inning games. They max out at 2 hours, no matter what the score is or what the situation. So, a no longer than 2-hour game coming up between the Goldpanners and Las Vegas Gamblers. Panners and Gamblers both 1-1 so far in the tournament. One spot has already been locked up. The San Diego Waves have already clinched the National Division, so the Waves already have earned a bye to Saturday afternoon's semifinal round, and they still have another game to play against the Utah Marshals today. And then the Waves have another tournament game tomorrow night against these Gamblers. Goldpanners will have a big game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock against the Utah Marshals. So Panners could still finish anywhere from first to third place in the division. So a lot still to be decided. It's the Gates World Series. Gates Field here at Kearns High School on the west side of Salt Lake City, Utah. Garrow Von Dane with you live. Just here for the opening minutes to give you some introductions. And then Goldpanner General Manager John Lorkey is going to be your play-by-play broadcaster for about 15 minutes. And then I'm going to come back, and John and I are going to chat a little bit about the Panners this season, how it's been, looking ahead, all that sort of stuff. So make sure to tune in, turn on, and pan out. Got that taken care of. Chris Carlson on the engineers and controls. John telling me third place is guaranteed already?
Yeah, because we 1 and 2 onwards. We beat the team that could be 1 and 2 along with us. So we have
But we can,
that tiebreaker.
we would win, if we win against Utah tomorrow and Idaho defeats
Even if
the
we
Angels.
lose, we go 1 and 2.
Okay, if we lose, we go 1 and 2.
Best the Cats can do is go 1 and 2,
Right?
and we beat them head to head.
But you're saying third place is already guaranteed?
I'll see how it could.
We can't finish second?
No, I mean at least third. So we
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we'll finish anywhere from first to third. We can't finish last. Yes, exactly. So, yes, to reiterate, anywhere from first to third is still up in the air for the Goldpanners. Quickly, your pitching matchup today for the Goldpanners is R.J. Aranda. He will face off against Lawaki Jr. Lawaki Jr. just signing with the Oregon Ducks yesterday. He will be pitching and DH. R.J. Aranda pitching for the Goldpanners. Your batting order is Brock Rudy, Brock Kless, then Matthew Penal, Cole Alexander, the DH in the cleanup spot. Caleb Milliken batting 5th, Griffin Harrison 6th, Blake Hiraki 7th, Marty Munoz is 8th, Caden Clark is 9th. If you missed the Panner batting order, I tweeted it out at Voice of G-Man. Check it out there. For the Gamblers, it'll be Logan Penland, followed by Easton Barrett and Luke Taylor. Lawaki Jr. pitching and the DH in the cleanup spot. Chris Cascardo batting 5th, Cade Nalder in the 6th spot, Billy Bird batting 7th, Evan Atkinson 8th, Riker Scow in the 9th spot for the Las Vegas Gamblers. 7 innings of Goldpanners baseball coming straight ahead here on PannerVision. Garo Von Dane with you live. General Manager John Lorkey takes over when we return, and I will be back in about 15 minutes, and John and I will chat Panners baseball on and off the field. Back to the Gates World Series here in just a moment with the first pitch.
John Lorkey broadcasting with you here from Salt Lake City as the Goldpanners get into their next game here in the tournament. R.J. Aranda on the mound for the Panners in this 7-inning game, as Garo told you about. Filling in the best I can here. Garo's going to be away for about 15 minutes, and we'll do our best to bring you the broadcast as we see it, or at least the action as we see it. Panners will be the home team. Around the infield, we've got Blake Haraki behind the plate. Griffin Harrison at third. Marty Munoz at second base. Looks like Caleb Milliken is back at second. Matthew Pinal at first. And around the outfield, Brock Rudy in left, Caden Clark in center, and Brock Klez in right field. Beautiful day here. It's warm, but when it says 97 here in Kearns, Utah, technically to Kearns, Utah, it doesn't feel that hot. It feels like it might be about 87 as we see in Fairbanks. So we'll get started here. Las Vegas Gamblers, left fielder Logan Penland will lead it off against Aranda. And RJ winds and throws. The first pitch is in there for a strike. Beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Next pitch from RJ is hit on the ground to short. Takes a good hop for Munoz, throws on the first, and safe. It bounced off Munoz's chest because it was hit hard. He stayed in front of it, but it rolled away just enough from him to give the hitter Penland enough time to get down to first base, and not quite sure how they're going to rule that because that ball was hit hard, but they are going to call an error on the shortstop Munoz to start the game. That'll bring up the center fielder Easton Barrett, two-hitter, left-hand hitter, as is Aranda, left-hand pitcher. Takes the first pitch in for a strike. Penland with his lead away from first. Aranda comes with a breaking ball, and it's down low when it's 1-1. Panners obviously don't know anything about this Las Vegas team, just what they've seen in the roster of where they're from, so they're playing straight away defensively. Aranda goes over to first, and Penland is back easily. RJ back on the rubber. Penland gets his lead. Harrison about even with the bag at third, not looking for a bunt of any kind here. Next pitch is a fastball away, and it's 2-1. Three-umpire system working in this tournament. As RJ again comes set, and a fastball, or a changeup rather, is swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. RJ pulled the string there that time, did a good job. See if he can get a ground ball here to get a double play started. Goldpanners like another crack at that ground ball, see if they can turn 2 outs. Next pitch is a curveball swung on and missed, strike 3. So RJ, a good job to get the first out here in the first with about 3 off-speed pitches in a row to get the center fielder Barrett. That'll bring up the right fielder Luke Taylor, so all 3 outfielders take up the first 3 hitting positions here for the Gamblers. Penland not sure about RJ's move as a left-hander, so he's not getting not much of a lead at first. Fastball from RJ just misses low, and it's ball 1. Aranda comes set once again. Throws to the plate. Changeup, swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. Aranda changes speeds pretty good. Doesn't throw all that hard, so he relies on control. Has a very good changeup and a good curveball, and that's what he'll use to get these hitters out with. 1-1 pitch is hit on the ground slowly to the third. Harrison goes to second for 1. Milliken to first. In time for a double play, and the Goldpanners turn a 5-4-3 double play to start the top of the first. An error starts things off, but the Panners get out of it with a strikeout and a double play. We've completed a half inning. We go to the bottom of the first, and there's no score. Goldpanners coming up to bat now in the bottom of the first inning. Randa with a very good inning at the top half. Again, just a 7-inning game here with a maximum time as we are in the third game of the tournament with a win and a loss. Today's game does not count in your pool play, so it's all a matter of getting other players some game time, and the big game is tomorrow night, the feature game against the Marshals. First pitch is hit on the ground slowly to the second baseman. Scow throws on to first to get Rudy, and on one pitch, Goldpanners have an out here in the top of the first inning, or the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up right fielder Brock Klez. Junior Lewacki, right-hander on the mound for the Gamblers. Klez steps in. Lewacki's first pitch looked like a slider that was just a little high for ball one. Gamblers playing pretty deep on the infield, especially at third. The next pitch to Klez is swung on and popped foul on the right side, back behind first. That'll get out of play. The count goes to 1-1. Hope all of you have heard by now the news. I would imagine Garrow would have mentioned it quite a bit yesterday. So many broadcasters throughout the years whose idol was Vince Scully, 94 years old. And even though I'm an avid Giants fan, Vince Scully passing away is a big deal because the Giants even thought so much of him they named their visiting broadcast room after him. So 2-1 count now to Klez, who takes ball 3 outside, so 3-1. Goldpanners looking for their first base runner here in the bottom half of the first inning. Lewacki winds and throws, and the ball's grounded to third. Cascardo fields there, throws on to first, an easy out number 2. Klez got that one in on the hands a little bit, even though he had a 3-1 count. Grounds it to third, 2 down. Goldpanners have hit ground balls here in the first 2 hitters. That'll bring us to Matthew Pinal, who's seen action at first this summer, second, pitching DH, playing first base in this one. First pitch to him is grounded towards short. Atkinson boots it, has him take a tough hop on him, but he couldn't quite handle it. Pinal is on at first. We'll see how they rule that one. And that tough hop is going to be ruled a hit for Pinal. So the Goldpanners have a base runner here with 2 out. Brings up the DH, Cole Alexander, the big left-hand hitting, bound for Hawaii player. Curveball for Lewacki just misses outside. He thought he had the outside corner. Umpire says no, and it's ball 1. Pinal with a short lead at first. Lewacki comes set and delivers a curveball that's way outside, and it's ball 2. Ballpark here that plays small in Utah. A lot of home runs hit the first 3 days here of the tournament. Ball jumps out of here pretty good. 2-0 pitch. Alexander is hit sharply on the ground into left field. Pinal will stop at second base as the left fielder gets the ball in easily to hold Pinal there, and Alexander has the Goldpanners' second straight hit. So 2 on, 2 out. And that will bring up second baseman Caleb Milliken hitting the 5-hole today. Harrison follows him. So 2 out, 2 on for the Panners here. No score in the bottom of the first, looking to get things started. Lewacki throws looks like a changeup outside, and it's ball 1. Like a lot of off-speed pitches from Lewacki. The first pitch to Rudy was off-speed that he grounded to second base. So we haven't seen a whole lot of his fastball so far, and this is the 5th hitter. Pinal with a good lead at second base. Lewacki comes home with a curveball that stays outside, and it's 2-0. See if Milliken can jump on something he likes here, 2-0. Needs to be picky. Pitches a fastball that's up in the zone, but Milligan liked it enough to go after it and fouls it straight back, and it's 2-1. So we saw Milwaukee go to his fastball that time. 2-0 count, now 2-1. Pinal and Alexander get their leads. Milwaukee with a reverse leg kick just to keep Pinal close at second base, but no throw. Center fielder Barrett playing straight away. Next pitch is a fastball that's inside. Gets away from the catcher. Pinal alertly heads down to third, and it's 3-1. Goldpanner dugout is getting on Cole Alexander, who's at first base, who didn't advance. So half serious, half joking coming out of the dugout there. 3-1 count now to Milliken. Alexander doesn't go. The pitch is up and away, and the Goldpanners have their third base runner of the inning with a walk to Milliken.
Number 12, Griffin Harrison.
Brings up third baseman Griffin Harrison. Goldpanners bases loaded, 2 out here in the bottom of the first. Milwaukee's first pitch is, it looks like a changeup that's down low and in. As we've said, a lot of off-speed stuff from Milwaukee. He's a big guy. He's got some size, but throwing real hard is not his thing unless that's all he's doing to try to get the Goldpanners guessing here in the first. 1-0 pitch to Harrison is down and away, and it's 2-0. Harrison taking his time here. See if he gets that 2-0 fastball that Milliken got. Drive something and get the scoring started in this game. 2-0 pitch is down low, and it's 3-0 in the dirt. So Milwaukee in danger of walking in a run. He needs to throw a couple strikes here to Harrison. Blake Haraki on deck. 3-0 pitch is a fastball right down the heart of the plate, and it's 3-1. That's one of those pitches that a hitter scratches his head. He knows he has to take a 3-0 pitch, but it was right down the center of the plate. 3-1 pitch is a fastball that catches the inside corner, and it's 3-2. So the runner should be going here with 3-2, 2 out. Bases loaded. Let's see if Harrison can bring in the first run of this game. Milwaukee comes set at the belt. Runners go. Pitch to Harrison is up high. Ball 4, but boy, that was a close one. Taking that away from him in the first inning, that's a tough call. So the Goldpanners fortunate there. The ball was ruled high. Pinal comes in from third to score the first run of the game. And the Goldpanners lead it 1-0 on the walk to Harrison. Brings us to Blake Haraki, Goldpanners catcher. Bases stay loaded with 2 out. Milwaukee's first pitch is a breaking ball that's way up high, ball 1. Panners with 2 hits, 4 base runners. First one has come in Pinal. 1-0 lead, looking for more here in the bottom of the first. Milwaukee delivers 1-1, a fastball that's hit slowly on the ground to short. Atkinson goes to second for the force on Harrison. And the Gamblers are out of it here. Goldpanners leave the bases loaded here in the bottom of the first, but they do score a run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and as I said, 3 runners left on base. We've completed 1. Goldpanners lead it 1-0.
3-2 on Shamal. And he hammers this one to left center on the run. It's out of the reach of the center fielder Moore. And Harrison jogs in to score. It's 5-0 Panners. Hughes comes around third. He will score. And Tate Shamal with a 2-run double. Line to right, a base hit for Rudy. Make it a 16-game hitting streak. Ball is bobbled in right, and Rudy takes the opportunity to get to second and does. And it's grounded right side and through for a base hit. Oh, wow, what a great stop by Garcia. No chance to make a throw out of the wet grass. Well, I can't believe he was able to get to that baseball. Blake Hiraki's been on base all 4 times and make it 5 as he lines one to left for a base hit. Third hit of the game for Blake. 2 aboard for the Goldpanners with Marty Munoz stepping in. And
the atmosphere, the games.
Smoke to left by Harrison. This one is back, and it's hitting the top of the tree beyond the left field fence, and it rolls onto 2nd Avenue. A 3-run home run for Griffin Harrison in front of Mom and Grandma. 15-3 Goldpanners and a group hug at home plate. Big moment for Griff. Then we go to the top of the order for Hughes. And the battery mates are leaving the field.
We start at the top of the second here. R.J. Aranda back out on the mound after a scoreless first inning. We'll face the pitcher and DH for the Gamblers. Junior Hiraki fouls the first pitch. Get a new baseball, check that one out. Might be scuffed up a little bit. The umpire says no, it's good enough. Puts that in his pocket for future use. Randa works from a windup. 0-1 pitch is fouled off to the right side, and RJ quickly out in front, 0-2. Hiraki gives the sign. The 0-2 pitch bounces in the dirt. RJ hoping he'd go for a slow curve on that one, but he didn't. It's 1-2. Harrison deep at third. Milwaukee a big guy, so Goldpanners should have a little time on the infield. The ground ball, so let's see what we get. Next pitch is again, same pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-2. That bounced off the umpire. Brock Rudy out in left field for the Panners. Caden Clark center now that Dom Hughes is headed back home for his brother's wedding. The next pitch is a slow changeup that is swung on and missed. And Aranda has his second out with a strikeout to start the second inning.
Number 38, Chris Escardo.
Guess that was kind of repetitious, huh, Chris? A slow changeup, isn't that a little redundant? I think so. I better work on that one. First pitch to Cascardo. Chris Cascardo, the third baseman, is a slow curve, but he goes after it. It's up in the zone, but he liked it enough to swing. Swung and missed. It's 0-1. Next pitch is fouled back, and RJ is doing a good job throwing strikes here, getting ahead of hitters. Again, another 0-2 count. RJ working quickly with an 0-2 count. Throws a curveball that's swung on and missed. Hiraki drops it, has to throw down to first to get the out. Strikeout 2-3. And RJ has retired 4 hitters in a row.
Number 24, Cade Nalder.
Third strikeout, it brings up Cade Nalder, the Gamblers catcher. Ronda starts him off with a changeup that's just low, and it's ball 1. That's one of those pitches that's close enough you might get the call, but once the catcher doesn't catch it cleanly, you're not going to get the strike. 1-0 pitch is way inside. Nadler had to jump out of the way on that one. It's 2-0. Billy Bird, first baseman on deck. Zaranda faces the number 6 hitter with 2 outs on the top of the second. 2-0 pitch is way low and inside again. It's 3-0, so zero control difficulties out of Aranda here through the first 5 hitters, but missing badly on the first 3 here with 2 out. See if Nalder has the green light. 3-0 pitch is a fastball that's up high and on 4 pitches. Gamblers have their first base runner here in the 2nd inning.
Number 19, Billy Bird.
First walk issued by Aranda comes with 2 out in the 2nd. Left-hand hitting Billy Bird now steps in. First pitch is a changeup that's up high, so Aranda with some control issues here. So Haraki is going to go out and talk to him for a second. Nice breeze here in the ballpark. You know, the temperature is at 97. It just doesn't feel that hot here. Flag in right field is blowing 2 from our left to our right across toward right field. It's a high school stadium here in Kearns, but it's a very nice high school stadium. Natural grass, it looks very nice. Next pitch from Aranda is up high, and it's 2-0. So RJ has suddenly lost the control here, and now he's 2-0 on Bird. Let's see if he has the green light with 6 straight balls. 2-0 pitch is just on the outside corner, 2-1. Nalder away from first. Bird batting with 2 out. Next pitch is a curveball that just doesn't break, and it slowly goes inside and hits Adler on the hip. So the Gamblers now have runners at first and second. As Rand all of a sudden has lost his control. Brings up the 8-hitter, shortstop Evan Atkinson. Panners leading by a run here in the top of the 2nd. The Gamblers have 2 on and 2 out. Randa's first pitch is way inside and low, and it's ball 1. Panners with the infield deep, need an out. RJ comes set at the belt after Haraki gives the sign, and the next pitch is hit on the ground to short pretty hard. Munoz with a nice stop, flips to Milliken for the force, and even though the ball is hit hard, the Panners get the out here to end the top of the 2nd. The Gamblers leave 2 runners on with a walk and a hits batsman. We go to the bottom of the 2nd, and the Panners are up 1-0.
So the intentional walk to Rudy will load the bases, and that puts the winning run at first base. And they're going to take their chances with Rafael Flores. So the sophomore out of Anaheim, California, from Rio Hondo. Will stand in against Brady Schrank. How about the drama here tonight? Another 2-2 on the way. And he hammers this one deep to left. It's carrying. It's back. And it's gone. A grand slam walk-off home run for Rafael Flores. The Panners win it over the Pirates. And they celebrate at home plate. Rafael Flores with the bomb onto 2nd Avenue. Can you believe it? A dramatic come from behind victory for the Goldpanners as they rip the hearts out of the Ventura County Pirates here in Game 6. So intentional walk.
Back here in Kearns, Utah, where the Goldpanners playing in the Marshall Gates tournament. Game 3, bottom of the second here. The Panners playing the Gamblers, leading 1-0. Marty Munoz, Panners shortstop, will lead things off. First pitch to Marty's fastball that catches the outside corner, strike one. Junior Milwaukee, the big right-hander for the Gamblers, winds and throws and leaves the curveball up high outside, and it's 1-1. Third baseman Cascardo playing pretty deep at third. Let's see if Munoz has that, putting the bunt down in mind, because he's real deep. Next pitch is way up and outside, and it's 2-1. Marty with that big home run a couple days ago that brought the Goldpanners back from a 4-1 deficit and helped them win that first game against the Catch. Next pitch is way up and inside, and it's 3-1. That time Milwaukee went to his fastball, which he hasn't done a whole lot, but falling behind Munoz, 3-1. 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Letter high fastball. Munoz went through it. It's full count. Caden Clark on deck for the Panners, looking for their first base runner here in the second inning. 3-2 pitch to Munoz is way inside, and it's ball 4. So the Panners have a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the second with a walk to Munoz.
Yeah, kiddo.
Right hand hitting Caden Clark, who played for the Utah Marshals a year ago. This will be the Goldpanners' opponent tomorrow night. So he's been up in Fairbanks each of the last 2 summers. First pitch is a curveball up and inside. Munoz down to second throw, and it's not in time. Munoz in with a stolen base. Got the perfect pitch to run on there. A slow curve that stayed high and inside. Stolen base for Marty. Ball 1 count to Clark, and the Panners have a runner in scoring position to no out here in the second. Next pitch to Clark is fouled straight back, and it's 1-1.
Okay.
It's one of those pitchers hitters have to just constantly tell themselves throughout the game to stay back, because he rarely uses his fastball. So the opportunity to chance or tendency to get out in front, very common with a pitcher like this. Next pitch is another curveball that looked inside, but the umpire gives it to Milwaukee, and it's a 1-2 count on Clark.
Go, Clark, go.
Munoz with a pretty good lead at second. Second baseman holding him on there. Shortstop is pulled around toward the hole. Next pitch to Clark is a fastball down low, and it's 2-2. Very few pitches from Milwaukee have been a fastball for a strike. When he shows that fastball, it's usually to get you to chase. 2-2 count to Clark. Munoz with his lead. Doesn't go, and it's a curveball that's swung on and missed, but the catcher drops it. Munoz has to stay at second as Clark is thrown out at first base with a strikeout. So 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Strikeout to Clark that brings up Brock Rudy, who grounded out to second. First pitch is a slow curve that it looked like Rudy held up, but the third base umpire says no, he went. It's strike 1. Munoz still down at second, looking for something that can drive him home. Rudy takes a curveball, but goes after it again and swings, and it's 0-2. Lots of breaking off speed pitches here from Junior Milwaukee. Goldpanners are going to have to deal with that if they're going to solve this pitcher, because you're just not going to see many fastballs. 0-2 pitch is another curveball that's outside. Close pitch, but Rudy took it, and it's 1-2. Rudy with a big hole on the right side of the infield. Second base was pulled towards second. Milwaukee goes with a reverse leg kick, but Munoz isn't going anywhere, so we'll do it all over again. Milwaukee comes to the stretch, a fastball that's grounded up the middle toward second baseman. Scow throws out Rudy at first for 2 out. Second time that Rudy has grounded out to second base. That'll bring up the Goldpanners right fielder, Brock Klez, as Munoz is now down at third.
Come here, Brock.
Klez grounded out to third his first time. He had a 3-1 count, but hit on the hands. Let's see if he can barrel one up here. First pitch is hit in the air to right field, pretty deep. Right fielder Taylor going back, and that ball is gone. Klez drills one in the opposite field. As Taylor went back, and that ball got out of here in a hurry. So the Goldpanners capitalize with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second as Klez drives a ball over the right field wall, and it's 3-0. Goldpanners. So 2 ribbies for Brock Klez. Panners out in front 3-0 here, still in the bottom of the second. Matthew Pinal steps in. Curveball from Milwaukee is outside. Goldpanners have 3 hits now. First of this inning. Gamblers still looking for their first off Aranda. The next pitch is just about identical to Pinal, the curveball that hangs outside, and it's 2-0. Milwaukee winds, throws a fastball, or it looked like a changeup. Pinal was waiting for a fastball, and he's out in front of that change. Again, you just sit on the fastball with this pitcher, you're going to be waiting a long time because you're just not going to see many. 2-1 count on Pinal. Milwaukee throws a fastball that's fouled back, and it's 2-2. Challenged Pinal that time, but he stayed out of the zone. Pinal went for it, and the count's even. Pinal, who hit a big home run to put the Goldpanners in front 5-4 in Game 1 against the Catch a couple days ago. 2-2, and this is lined down the right field line, and that is a fair ball. Pinal drilled that one into the corner. It gets out of play, so that'll be a stand-up double for Pinal. Jumped all over that and hit it just about a foot inside the right field line. Goldpanners have their second straight extra base hit. Both come with 2 out here in the bottom of the second, and that'll bring up Panners DH for this game, Cole Alexander, who singled his first time in the first. Panners looking to add to their 3-0 lead. Pinal down at second base. Alexander in, Pinal with a short lead. Milwaukee throws a changeup that's outside, ball 1. Milliken's on deck. See if the Panners can tack on another run here as they've scored in each of the first 2 innings. Scored in the first 2 innings yesterday as well when they got 2 in the first, 2 in the second. But couldn't make those leads hold up as they surrendered a ton of hits, getting beat 10-7 yesterday. 2-0 count to Alexander. Pinal leads. The pitch is a fastball that's grounded foul off Alexander in front of the dugout where the Panners are on the first base side. Everyone deep for Alexander. His size, you'd typically play him deep anyway, and in this ballpark, no doubt about it. A curveball that catches the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Alexander wise to lay off that pitch. It just caught the outside corner. Milwaukee looks in for a sign. Pinal leads from second. Comes set. Shortstop sneaks in behind Pinal, but nothing going on. 2-2 pitch. It's a curveball that's grounded up the middle, but the shortstop's playing right there. Atkinson throws out Alexander at first, and the Goldpanners are retired here in the second. But they do get 2 runs on the big home run from Brock Klez. Leave a base runner at second. We've completed 2, and the Panners lead at 3-0.
San Diego Waves here next. They're off to a good start. Runner takes off. Here's the throw to second base. Oh, it's on the money. What a throw from Shuck. The tag by Harrison. Caught stealing. Ends the top of the fourth. It's 6-0 Pirates. San Diego Waves here next. They're off to a good start. Runner takes off. Here's the throw to second base. Oh, it's on the money. What a throw from Shuck. The tag by Harrison. Caught stealing. Ends the top of the fourth. It's 6-0 Pirates. Garo Von Dane back with you here at the Gates World Series in Salt Lake City, Utah. Goldpanners baseball taking on the Las Vegas Gamblers here today. It is cross-divisional day. None of these games counting towards the standings for the World Series tournament. And it's all cross-divisional games, 7-inning games. Scheduled for 7, but we were on a 2-hour time limit. Thank you, John Larkey, for taking over for a little bit. And we're going to take the opportunity to talk to John a little bit about how this summer's been going and how everything's looking Goldpanner-wise here. And let me first tell you that Riker Scow is leading things off here in the third inning for the Las Vegas Gamblers, and the Panners leading 3-1 as we start inning number 3. Panners are the home team today. And RJ Aranda working here into the third of baseball right at my face. Thank you, netting, for saving the day. John, what kind of summers have been for you?
Boy, there's an opening question. Is there multiple
I'll
choice?
be back in a half hour again. Well, let's start.
It's been up and down, you know.
Yeah, let's. I mean, last summer was difficult in a lot of ways. Still a great summer, but had a lot of challenges. This summer, it's things have gone a little smoother. But how about the team? I mean, it's been a good summer for this club. Recruiting goes on all year long, and as this one is grounded to short, and Munoz will throw across and get Scow for out number 1. Team-wise, though, what are your thoughts been about this product?
I mean, really good. I mean, we've won over 30 games and played well. We thought going into the summer that we'd be able to swing the bat, and I think we've done that very well. The difficulty has been, like most clubs face throughout the summer, pitching. And we knew that was going to be tough right away because we lost 4 really good arms right before the season started.
So hard to deal with that. Another ground ball to short, this time by Penland. A couple of 6-3 putouts here in the top of the third brings up Easton Barrett. Yeah, losing those 4 pitchers, I mean, in days before the season began, it's a tough thing to work through. We were able to get some other arms up here and join the club, but it's a constant process. It's not like the old days where you got your team from beginning to end and that's it.
Yeah, it's true because the arms you bring up oftentimes can't go long into the game because they just weren't expecting that when you bring them in, and they've already thrown some innings. So. Because all 4 we looked at to be starting pitchers.
That's a tough thing to replace, and all teams have those challenges. Some years are just a little tougher than others. We did finish the season with a lot of guys that started the season, and a lot of good players. And all the guys I've talked to this summer on this team have really just had a great time learning from Mark Lindsay and his coaching staff, and had great host families, and just enjoying Alaska. I've really gathered that these guys have had a great, memorable summer.
Yeah, there's been no issues off the field. Summer families, as usual, have been terrific. Love having a 4-man staff this year. It allows them to do more things, more teaching. On the road, everything's been terrific. So it's just a matter of, can you compete at a level where you can win tournaments?
And that's what we're trying to do here. Finished third in Grand Forks. That trip is always a great time. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Easton Barrett with 2 outs and the bases empty. Panners leading 3-0 here in the top of the third. Goldpanner General Manager John Lorkey joining me here on the broadcast. What year is this for you as the General Manager?
I took over as the General Manager in 2016. And a month before that, I took over as the president. So, hey, you want to be the general manager too? Because the general manager, Todd Dennis, at that time had stepped down, and even though I was working full-time at the dealership, it was time to put on another hat.
It's been a pretty good gig for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Takes me back to what brought me to Alaska in the first place, way back in 1980.
And that was?
To be an administrative helper for the North Pole Knicks and also for the Goldpanners that year. I worked a lot with Don Dennis to help with statistics and press releases, and I was the public address announcer when the Panners were the home team, and I was on the radio with Lowell Purcell when the Knicks were the home team, because we played each other 14 times and shared the ballpark that summer. So
those were some
that's
good
what
teams.
Brought me up here.
Good teams in 1980 too.
Oh, jeez.
My goodness.
Yeah, we had to learn the hard way. When I say we, because my loyalties are obviously with the Knicks when for the first 8 years of being up here. But, yeah, Kevin McReynolds and Harold Reynolds and Alvin Davis and Amelung. And I mean, it was, that was a tough team to break in against. I remember beating them the first game, but we didn't win a whole lot after that. It was 4-10 against them that summer.
2 balls and a strike here on Luke Taylor with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Let's give us the timeline of the North Pole Knicks organization. The 2-1 is inside into the fence. The runner will move to second.
Timeline is that everything started in 1980. And the Goldpanners began, or the North Pole Knicks started their existence and played through the summer of '87. Had about 26 major leaguers come through that team. And at the end of the '87 season, and I got a chance to get into management at the dealership, so things were still running smoothly with the Panners' help to keep things going for '88. But that was the summer when so many teams didn't play. Base on balls issued by Aranda.
Back-to-back walks with 2 outs.
Sends Taylor down to first, so first and second 2 out here. And I think Kenai and the Goldpanners were the only teams that played in that '88 summer. You might be able to help me more with that, but trying to, at that point, get the team back on the ground for '89 was next to impossible. The Goldpanners somewhat used the Knicks uniforms and name as a farm team for a couple years, but that's pretty much was the end of it. For my purposes, it's pretty much through '87.
Ground ball to short. Munoz with the flip to the bag for the force out. More with General Manager John Lorkey when we return. 3-zip Goldpanners after 2.5. Tapped his bat in half on that foul ball, so couple of pitches into this trip to Fairbanks, and he needs a new lumbar. It's not the only lumbar that's broken in half in the last 24 hours. Crazy winds here yesterday, reaching 45 miles per hour as Vasquez misses way inside 3-1, knocking out power for much of Fairbanks yesterday. Most people have their power back, but a lot still don't. Trees coming down all over town, power lines down. Here's a chopper up the middle and a backhanded stop by Harrison, who turns and throws and makes a great play to throw out Berrigan for the first out of the ball game. Harrison running to his right and then throwing to Pinal at first base. Snap Garrow Von Dane here at Gates Field on the west side of Salt Lake City, Utah. The Gates World Series. It's cross-divisional day. All 2 hours or less today, scheduled for 7 innings. The Panners leading 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the third, and it'll be Milliken, Harrison, and Hiraki due up. The 5, 6, and 7 spots in the Goldpanner batting order. And General Manager of the Goldpanners, John Lorkey, joining me here. John, you were the GM for the North Pole Knicks and also for the Oilers down in Kenai.
I was the president of the Oilers.
That's
general
right.
manager spot. I was working full-time running a dealership there, and the Oilers asked me to come on over and be on their board. So from 1999 to 2001, I was the president, and I think I joined the board probably in 96 or something like that. But, Don Dennis, I think, reminded me a couple years ago. He says, I think you're the only guy that's headlined 3 different teams in Alaska. So, but, those were fun times. That was a really good group down there.
Milliken with the infield hit puts a runner on, and Milliken takes off on the first pitch to Harrison, and the throw is there, and I was screened from the umpires. He safe? He's safe. Stolen bag for Milliken.
You're looking through a lot of bodies here, Gary.
I know, there's 4 in between me and the umpire.
But it feels, with the size of that pitcher, he's worth 2. And the umpire's worth 1.5.
Harrison with a 1-ball, no strike count. And that one has hit the right side. A great job to field it by Scow, but he's got no play. So another infield hit. And Harrison is on safely, and over to third goes Milliken, the Goldpanners in business here, with gold at the corners in the third for Blake Hiraki out of Hawaii. So when it comes to, did you leave the recruiting all in the hands of head coach Mark Lindsay this year?
I helped a little bit with some of the contacts. Miles Kaiser, the coach for us in 18 and 19 at Yavapai, sent us a couple players a year ago and sent us Sean Rimmer this year. And I know certainly Trotman would have been, local kid. I would have been involved in that. I'd probably have to look at the roster to be a little more specific than that, but I help a little bit. A lot of it was certainly left in Mark's hands, and then you've got those 4 returning players from last year. So, give me credit for those.
It's so big to have those returning players and kind of have the groundwork already laid. The guys know from watching them what's expected of them even before Coach Lindsay has to speak to them at all. When Coach recruiting all off season, and just talk about Mark Lindsay a little bit and what a presence he's been for this team.
He's been terrific. Great to work with. Real good communicator with not just the players but his staff as well. As I said, we have 4 guys on the coaching staff this year, but it's just he's just really good to work with. He's got a lot of great contacts, and I think I know he did a really good job recruiting this year.
Yeah, he sure did. He would send me texts all off season, starting in the fall. I think I got this guy. I think I got that guy. And it's a lot of work. He was working on it all off season.
He did. I don't know that he knew Dave Nakama, who was our head coach in 17, who's at University of Hawaii now. So those were ones that Dave and I talked about, and those 3 players came. But then it changed as Harrison steals second base as Hiraki swings and misses a strikeout. So strikeout now gives 1 out here in the bottom of the third as Harrison's at second base.
Runners at second and third now with 1 away for Marty Munoz. And then it would be Caden Clark due up. Panners leading 3-0, looking for more here. So the recruiting, Munoz hit by the first pitch.
That's a base on balls. His first time here. No, wait. No, never mind.
Caden Clark will be the batter now with gold on every base and 1 out. The Panners leading by 3. Goldpanners General Manager John Lorkey joining me here on the broadcast. The work will begin in earnest for next season if it hasn't already, as the Panners will look to field a team for 2023. And is there anything you can tell us about what things are looking like for next year in terms of schedule or otherwise?
Well, the fall discussion is always, are we going to, get into a meaningful discussion about rejoining the league? I know there's some changes going on at Chugiak with that team. We hear things throughout the summer that come out of Anchorage about the possibility of rejoining the league, and so we'll see where that goes. I think that's our hope because it lends to the competition. We would even bring up a better roster with some of the schools that don't want to send us some players if we're not in the league.
And really it comes down to, if I'm reading this correctly, if you had your way, you'd like to be in the league but have the flexibility to do some other things.
Absolutely. Because we do like playing, maybe coming into the state or going out of the state at the end, the possibility of going to tournaments such as this or Wichita, or last year was Sacramento. I don't want to have our hands tied there at all.
Bases loaded and a 3-1 count to Caden Clark. 1 out. Clark swings and pops it out of play. Clark now with a 3-ball, 2-strike count and Gold on every base. A big pitch here coming up from Lawaki Jr. And time is called. Clark will step out and dig back in again. Plays at Utah Tech, formerly known as Dixie State University. I didn't realize it was a tech school until now. Inside, ball 4. That'll walk in a run. Give Clark an RBI.
So I've been making some silent apologies here to Garrow with my hands with the way I butchered the scorebook when he was gone and had Munoz hit twice in a row. He came up 2 times in a row.
Well, in your defense, I wrote Clark down,
but I caught
on the wrong line.
I caught it and then didn't do anything about it.
And
we
now,
worked together so much over the years in the broadcast booth.
Oh, yeah. Brock Rudy at the top of the order. What a summer it's been for Brock. I mean, we left Fairbanks, he was right around 430.
He struggled a little bit in this tournament, but I don't think that's going to last because he's just too good a hitter.
Had a 18-game hitting streak this summer. Might have lasted longer, but he was pinch hit for in that next game. Mark Lindsay was unaware, and really he's got other things to worry about than hitting streaks.
Yeah, I heard Brock took the high road on that one.
He did. I saw him after. I said, Brock, what happened, man? What are they doing pinch hit? And he goes, it's all right. I'll start another streak tomorrow. No big deal. Still rehabbing his injury, and will be transferring to Hawaii. And he's in front here, 3 balls and no strikes, so Lawaki Jr. in some trouble here with the bases full. He's already walked 1 run in, and he hits Rudy on a 3-0 pitch.
Yeah, I think our fans would be surprised to know that Brock Rudy is a catcher.
Yeah.
And got injured in the second game of the season at the University of Utah. An injury to his leg that takes some time in that position to make sure it's healthy before you get back behind the plate. But he's such a good hitter and a good athlete and a leader, I think. I've spent a few of the games in the dugout, and he's really takes on leadership role in a great way. So we told the coach there we still want him. So
they call him Captain Rudy, do the other guys, and you can see why. And I've told the story on the air before. When we were in Seattle flying back to Fairbanks, we're days away from our next game. We're busy traveling, and we're boarding the flight, and Brock's barking at the other guys. We got to go like 18-2 the rest of the way. We got to win these games. We got to do that.
I love that.
You're the only guy thinking about the game right now. That's pretty funny.
Maybe head coach.
Yeah. Brock Kless will stand in as Lawaki Jr. continues here. He walked in 1 run and then hit Brock Rudy on a 3-0 pitch to bring in another run. It's 5-zip Goldpanners here in the 3rd inning. I'm joined by Goldpanner General Manager John Lorkey. And it's way inside 2-0, so some struggles here for Lawaki Jr.
I don't know how that missed him. Man, I don't know how he got out of the way of that one.
Brock Kless with a home run in his last at bat. Over the right center field fence. Ball does carry here in the thin air and high altitude of Salt Lake City. We noticed that right away in game one. We've seen a bunch of home runs. Way outside to the backstop, and Munoz is going to jog in and score easily. There's not much room here in foul territory, but not a whole lot of urgency there from the Gamblers as Munoz was able to just jog in. Scores on the wild pitch. Everybody moves up 90 feet. Clark to third. Rudy now to second. And Kless is on safely at first base with another walk. Matthew Pennall, the batter. He's shown some power this summer. Homered the other day. And he's been a good two-way player this year.
He's been terrific. He was a late addition on the roster. We lost a pitcher, so I knew he'd hit a little bit, but we were bringing him up primarily as a pitcher. It's very hard to do both in the summer. It's very hard on your arm, and he's done it very well. Yeah,
we often have two-way players, but it's rare that they're an asset every time they go out on both sides. You know, you're always happy to see Matthew take the mound, and you're always happy to see him in the batting order.
Yeah, we had that with Garrett Cooper last year, and I was talking to Coach about it today. As a curveball catches the outside corner, that was a little bit of a gift, 1 and 2, but thinking that perhaps Cooper would have pitched even better last summer if we hadn't asked him to hit so much, because he hit a bunch for us, and you can see how well he pitched for us this year. He was the best pitcher we had.
Yeah, his ERA was under 1 this summer, and it's so hard to do both. And like we've seen from Ethan Remmers, much more effective when he's on the mound if he's not in the batting order that day.
Yeah, he's just seemed this year to have so much better command. His changeup was really good. He just seemed to be able to get any pitch over at any time, which was remarkable.
The 2-2 to Pennall, and it's called strike 3. So Matthew Pennall, the second out of the inning. The base is still loaded. 3 runs have come in. It's 6-zip. Fairbanks in front. And here's Cole Alexander, another one of the Hawaii players on this Panner roster. There will be 5 ex-Goldpanners on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. It's going to be fun to watch them this upcoming season. And
yeah, that's all Dave Nakama. We had 3 going in, and then we lost the center fielder there, Scotty Scott was his name. Lost him about halfway through.
That one's thrown to the backstop, but it bounces back not far enough for Clark to try and score. Scotty Scott.
Yeah, he was going to be another outfielder with him and Dom, up at the top of the order. It would have been a ton of speed. But then he got hurt, and we had Cole Alexander, and then as we got toward the beginning of May, Blake Haraki got hurt. So that's what led us to Rafael Flores.
Flores was the last player added to this team, wasn't he? As this one is lifted high into shallow left field by Alexander, and it'll be caught by Penland for out number 3. More with Goldpanner GM John Lorkey when we return. The Goldpanners add 3 more, lead at 6-0 after 3.
I was walking down the street on a sunny day. Hubba, 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 hubba. A feeling in my bones says I have my way. Hubba, 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 hubba. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, it is good when things are going your way. Hey, hey. Yeah, my little dog Spot got hit by a car. Hubba, 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 hubba. Put his guts in a box and put him in a drawer. Hubba, 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 hubba. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, it is good when things are going your way. Hey, hey. I forgot all about it for a month and a half. Hubba, 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 hubba. I looked in the drawer and started to laugh. Hubba, 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 hubba. 'Cause I'm a happy boy. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, it is good when things are going your way. Hey, hey.
Nicely done, fans.
Goldpanners baseball here on PannerVision. Chris Carlson to my left, engineers and controls. And the first pitch of the fourth inning is grounded to shortstop Marty Munoz. And Chris Cascardo is the first out here in the top of the fourth inning, and that brings up Cade Nalder and then Billy Bird. Garo Von Dane live, and General Manager John Lorky kind enough to join us for a bit, talk Panners baseball on and off the field. Business-wise, a good summer for the Goldpanners?
Yeah, real good summer. Getting some help from the Utah Marshals for this tournament. Tried to get the schedule done as soon as I could to jump on the airfare that we would have had to do throughout the summer. So I got really good airfares for here, and then when we came down to Spokane and back, and so it's been a real good summer.
The Grand Forks trip was so much fun and so memorable for all the guys. I know the coaches have talked to me a lot about how much the players loved that. We always loved going there. And again, Fairbanks, Alaska, Grand Forks, British Columbia, most of these guys will never set foot in either of those places again.
No, and they love having us. It's such a great little town. In that tournament there, they do a good job. It's just a great atmosphere.
So much fun. Cade Nalder, the batter here. He walked in his first plate appearance. The Goldpanners leading 6-0 in the top of the fourth inning. Looking ahead to a swing and a miss. Ball gets away. Hiraki throws to first in time. Great throw from Blake.
Wow. That was big league right there.
Man.
Wow.
Great job by Hiraki. That is out. Number 2 brings up Billy Bird. So projects at the ballpark and such, what could be around the corner?
Well, around the corner is a new scoreboard that we'll have, hopefully. I mean, everything's in motion to get that done. It's just a matter of, getting it up there early in the spring and going through a little bit of a bid process of who can put it in for us. Once that all happens in the next few months, and looking at new turf, but that's going to be delayed, and hopefully have that ready after next summer.
Yeah, along with everything else in the world, prices have skyrocketed for products, materials, shipping, and that means a turf costs a lot more than it did not too long ago.
Exactly, Garo. The preliminary price versus the final price when the bid came through was double.
Aranda hits Bird on the elbow. Yeah, double of a lot of money is a whole lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've talked to the borough, and they want to try to help us get this done, even though it is going to take some additional funds. And we've got our share of help, certainly, from the Tanana Valley Youth Sports Foundation, and we put up, $90,000+ to get in those new blue seats net last year, which was a huge addition. So we just keep trying to make the additions that we can to make the park better, not just for the players, but certainly for the fans.
Evan Atkinson, the batter, with a runner at first and 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. Panners baseball here on PannerVision, and it's up and away. And yeah, there's still a lot of projects to be done, but you got to go piece by piece, one by one. There's a whole board, there's a borough, there's a lot of challenges to work through.
Yeah, one of the more encouraging things that we had, as this pitch is foul back, so it's 2-1. Has in talking to the assembly in the fall was their questions about not only wanting to get the additional money to help with the turf, but the inquiries that we got from them about bathrooms, because they realize they need to help us there too.
Yes, they do. And I remember when we first heard they were putting bathrooms in, and then they put them in the park next to the ballpark.
Yeah, I know that goes back to 2005, and I looked at some diagrams on that at Design Alaska and what was supposed to take place, that a bathroom that would have hugged the fence perimeter between the skate park and the concession stand, which would have allowed access from both sides and would have been a huge addition to the ballpark, because it's something that we've just got to get that done. Porta potties are, they solve a purpose, but in the long run, we need to get that done for our fans.
Yeah, for sure.
For my wife.
Yeah. I hear that a lot from the ladies around town.
Yes.
I don't like porta potties, and I can't blame you. So Aranda took care of the first two batters of the inning, but then he hits Billy Bird with a pitch. He walks Evan Atkinson. Head coach Mark Lindsay walks out to the mound. And now Riker Scow with 2 outs and 2 aboard. He grounded out to short in his first at bat. And swings and grounds this one to third, and it bounces off of the third baseman Harrison, and there's no play. And the base is now loaded. All this coming with 2 outs and no base hits. Base is full for Logan Penland, who is 0 for 2 today from the top of the order. The Gamblers trying to get back into this game. They trail at 6-0 in the top of the 4th. And remember, we're going 7 innings max today, where you have a 2-hour cutoff. And Penland takes strike 2.
The Goldpanners left the door open with that error, Gary. Let's see if they can shut it.
Boy, that Angels team yesterday, anytime the Panners opened the door a crack, they just pounded right through it. That was an impressive performance from the game day Angels yesterday with 18 hits. A swing and a miss. Aranda says never mind and strikes out Penland. You got another half inning in you, John?
Sure.
All right, back with General Manager John Lorky when we return. It's still 6-zip Goldpanners through 3.5. Swinging away down the line. It's a fair ball. Caught by Clark. Runner tags from third. Here's the throw. And he's out at the plate. Inning over. Peyton can't believe it. Neither can Armando Gomez, who runs down the line to make his feelings known with umpire Dwayne Clemens. He's going to try for third. Here comes the throw, and it's there and out at third base is Peyton for the second out of the inning. And now he's going to try for third. And now new pitcher into the game for the Las Vegas Gamblers as Riker Scow takes over. Scow leaves his position at second, takes over on the mound. Allred into the ball game. Over at second base now. It's the Goldpanners 6 and the Gamblers 0 as we go to the bottom of inning number 4. This game is, what time did we start this game? About 3:57? Started at 2:57. Oh, it was on the dot? Okay, so we're an hour and 11 minutes in, so we got 49 minutes of baseball left, and the Goldpanners leading 6-0, looking for more. And leading things off for the Goldpanners is Caleb Milliken. And Milliken hits this one high towards second base And Allred has it into the glove, 1 up and 1 down. General Manager of the Goldpanners, John Lorkey, joining me here. John, can't let you go without talking about the important members of this organization that you don't see on the field.
Oh, there's so many. Obviously, with the board that we have, the strong board, we've got, Abe Siddall running things there very capably. Obviously, Stacy Josie does, a million things for us. All the help that we get, certainly in the press box, with Henry and Sean up there, and you've got Andrew doing the PA. It's just takes a lot of people. It takes a lot. Fabi overseeing the ticket booth, and Miranda helping along with Abe with the souvenir booth. But there's just a lot, doing what you do, coming up every year. That's a huge commitment, and it's just it takes people, but it's just a lot of capable people that get plugged in for the summer and just do a terrific job, because it's a lot. Obviously, Chris, he's doing a million things, ballpark maintenance, and now he's handling the, your AV needs here, his broadcast needs. So it's just a lot. We got a 2-2 count to Harrison with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th for the Goldpanners. So it's just thanks for the opportunity to say that, Garo, because you're right. It needs to be said a lot, because it's just a whole lot of help.
And they're the kind of people that don't need to be gushed over and poured on, but they deserve it. They do so much for this organization, as you've said, and year round, and then summertime comes around and they're at the field all day doing things like Chris hanging up signs and whatnot, and ballpark maintenance as Harrison strikes out. Stacy, how can you quantify what she does for this organization?
Yeah, and her stuff's year round. I mean, that's not a 2-month thing for her. You got Ski and Janice selling the 50-50 tickets. She just takes a whole lot. And then we get help from vendors, Big Daddies and, Frosty Hooters. It's just a lot of good help, but it's good help. It's capable. The job is done.
Liner to right by Blake Hiraki, and a 2-out double for Hiraki. And that'll bring up Marty Munoz. And it's good to have that continuity too, John, and you've been able to hold that together. You mentioned President Abe, and he's been great for this organization, and with his wife Fabi, does so much here too, and Stacy's been here since, 2015.
Yeah.
And just having that continuity is big, just like it is on the field, having returning players.
Yeah, returning people is huge, and you get into the Midnight Sun game, and then the upgrades that get made, by John Huff with AUP. You have all those things that happen, and the security staff. And John, he brings in his own speaker system because of what is required when you put 3,000 people in that place. So it's just great.
Munoz the batter with a runner on at second, and finally, John, Midnight Sun game, another all-time classic this year. What a spectacular night.
It was. We had a good lead, and then Waves came right back on us, and then next thing you know,
Munoz deep to right. It's back, and it is over the fence in right field. Marty Munoz with a 2-run home run, his second home run of the tournament, and the Panners lead it 8-0.
Is that what they call a no-doubter?
That is indeed what they call a no-doubter. Man, Munoz, another bomb. And he's found his power swing here in Salt Lake.
Really has. I mean, and it's all a plus, because when you play shortstop like he does, the hitting is just a plus. And boy, he's sure giving it to us in the second half of the season. How well he's swung the bat.
Man, he's had a great July at the plate, and as you said, solid all year at short. But yeah, Midnight Sun game, just an incredible night. Never get tired of those highlight reels and watching. Rudy drive in the winning run, and he comes out of the pile with the mouse head on, and everyone's just fired up, and a huge, huge crowd. John, I don't know, that may have been the biggest crowd I have seen here or in Fairbanks for a Midnight Sun game. I don't know if I've seen a larger crowd. It's hard to tell always the way people get squeezed into the facility. But
I sure haven't. I mean, we were just trying to do what we could to stuff people in seats, because there's people everywhere, and nobody had a problem with it.
High fly ball on the left. Yeah, it was such an amazing night. And out number 3 is Clark flies out to left. John, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on a great summer, and bidding you an awesome off-season. Can't wait for next year.
Me too, Gary, but it's not over.
It's not over yet.
Another tournament to win here, but thanks for all you do. how professional and how good you are. I appreciate you coming back to us again this summer, and best of luck to you, and let's wrap this season up in a grand fashion.
Pleasure's all mine. Let's do exactly that. John Lorkey, General Manager of the Alaska Goldpanners. We'll be back with more Goldpanners baseball. We head to the 5th. Panners 8, Gamblers nothing. Here's the 1-1 from Agnew. Line to left, a base hit. Around third comes Clark. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time. Clark scores. Brock Rudy wins it for the Goldpanners in the bottom of the 10th inning. And the Goldpanners storm the field. They win the Midnight Sun game at 39 minutes past 1 in the morning. An improbable, magical win for the Goldpanners here in 2022. An emotional roller coaster comes to an end here at Fairbanks at Groudon Memorial Park. Another incredible ball game in the Midnight Sun game. The head coaches shake hands around home plate, and the Panners win it 10-9. Head to the 5th inning here from the Gates World Series. Salt Lake City, Utah. Garrow Von Dane with you live. Goldpanners baseballs. They take on the Las Vegas Gamblers. And Easton Barrett leads off out of the 2 spot, followed by Luke Taylor. And then Cade Allred, 2, 3, and 4 spots in the Gamblers batting order. Good effort for R.J. Aranda so far today. He is not allowed to run through 4 innings so far. Barrett 0 for 1 with a walk. Cross-divisional games today, all 7-inning games scheduled for 7 2-hour max. They do not count towards the standings of the World Series. The Panners with a huge game tomorrow night at 7 p.m. against the Utah Marshals. And remember, stay close to your Twitter feed. We'll let you know if there are any delays to that start time tomorrow, which there very well could be with 3 games before it. Liner deep to center field over the head of Clark. And heading towards second base with a stand-up double is Easton Barrett. He's got his first hit of the day. And that brings up Luke Taylor, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Most of these players are actually Utah area players on this Las Vegas team. Some of them just out of high school. Luke Taylor uncommitted, 6'1", 185 pounds. A right-handed hitter facing the left-hander R.J. Aranda. Runner at second base with nobody out. And the Panners leading by 8. Great to have General Manager John Lorkey joining me here. He joined the club in 2016 as president, then took over as GM. He followed Todd Dennis, son of Don Dennis, who ran this program from the 60s into the 2011, 2012-ish area. Continuity here with the Goldpanners, like the Pittsburgh Steelers of summer baseball. And they both have 6 championships nationally. 3 balls and no strikes. Aranda to Luke Taylor with Cade Allred on deck. And it's ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Luke Taylor. 4 walks for Aranda so far in the game. Formerly of Chico State, headed to Cal State East Bay. A couple seasons ago played at Butte College, where Alex Garcia now plays. Sharply hit towards short. Munoz the flip to second for one. On to first, a 6-4-3 double play. 2 away. Over to third goes Barrett. And good work for Aranda to induce Allred into the 6-4-3 double play. Brings up Chris Cascardo, who's 0 for 2 so far. Panners falling yesterday 8-6 to the game day Angels. Not 8-6, that was the score the day before. Lost 10-7 yesterday. Were out hit 18-7 in the game. 18 hits in 8 innings for the Angels. Liner to left, going back and reaching up and able to get leather on it was Rudy, but it bounced off the glove. A run will score. The shutout comes to an end as Barrett touches home. And Cascardo, with a double to left, gets the Gamblers on the board. Cade Nalder, 0 for 1 with a walk so far. Gamblers finally get on the board here in the 5th inning. Nalder also uncommitted so far. 5'11" right-handed hitter for Las Vegas. Earlier today, the Angels and UCL Stars tied at 6, hitting the 2-hour limit. The Idaho Catch right before our game. The team the Goldpanners defeated in Game 1. The Catch over the Seals 10-4. And up next, it'll be the Marshals and San Diego Waves. And then at 8 p.m., a home run derby here at the ballpark. Tomorrow, we get back to the real thing. The day starts with the game day Angels against the Idaho Catch. Panners will be cheering for Idaho in that game. The San Diego Waves will take on the San Francisco Seals. The Seals are 0-2. The Waves 2-0 have already clinched the top spot in the National Division. Another base on balls. Second walk of the inning, and Billy Bird will be the batter. He has been hit by pitches twice in the game from R.J. Aranda. So the Waves and Seals will be the second game. Then the UCL Stars will take on these Las Vegas Gamblers. Hit to the right side and through. It's another base hit, this one for Billy Bird. And a runner will be waved around third, and he will score. And an RBI single for Billy Bird brings in the second run of the inning, second of the game for the Gamblers. Taylor scores. Or rather, Cascardo comes in to score on the base hit by Bird, and over to second goes Nalder. So Evan Atkinson can bring in some more Vegas runs. There are 2 outs, and Aranda will try to take care of the Gamblers' shortstop. And it's downstairs for ball 1. So these Gamblers will take on the UCL Stars tomorrow. In the third game of the day, they are both 1-1, so that's just a game to decide who will finish second and who will finish third in the division. And that one's lifted high into right field. Kless, a couple steps in, makes the catch for out number 3, but the Gamblers pick up 2 here in the top of the 5th inning. Panners still leading, though, 8-2. The 2-2 to Flores. Line to left, a base hit. Hiraki scores. Here comes Munoz. He'll beat the throw home. And both runners go to second and third. It's 9-6 Goldpanners. Rafael Flores drives in a couple of more. Lines one up the middle and through. A base hit. Rudy scores. Flores tries to evade the tag, but he is thrown out at home by Marquez. So the intentional walk to Rudy will load the bases, and that puts the winning run at first base. And they're going to take their chances with Rafael Flores. So the sophomore out of Anaheim, California, from Rio Hondo. Will stand in against Brady Schrank. How about the drama here tonight? Another 2-2 on the way. And he hammers this one deep to left. It's carrying, it's back, and it's gone! A grand slam walk-off home run for Rafael Flores! The Panners win it over the Pirates. And they celebrate at home plate. Rafael Flores with the bomb onto second. It's hard to find the scores from this tournament unless you have the Game Changer app. I did post on my Twitter account, @VoiceOfGman, the sign up top where they post the scores as the games get completed. So that is on my Twitter, @VoiceOfGman, so you can check that out there if you're not the app type person. And that's the only place to get the scores, though. And so I posted that up, but I'll read you some of those scores if you want to get your pens and pencils and paper ready, like we're about to do picture pages on Fat Albert, right? Remember that stuff?
Love that. Love that.
Mom would never order me the picture pages. It's really disappointing. Time to have Bill Cosby do a picture page with you. Brock Rudy leading off for the Goldpanners here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brock is hitless here in Salt Lake City so far. He's 0 for 10, was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the 3rd. A 0-2 pitch to him. Fouls this one off towards the Goldpanner dugout. It's 8-2 Goldpanners here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Garrow Von Dane live, Chris Carlson on the controls. Home run derby coming up tonight. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away, so Rudy's going to take off for first, and he's safe. Good job by Brock to hustle it out. So Rudy reaches safely and brings up Brock Kless. Kless with a home run in the 2nd inning. He walked in his last plate appearance. He's 1 for 2. So a score from earlier today, the Game Day Angels and UCL Stars tied at 6. The Idaho Catch defeated the San Francisco Seals 10-4. Again, today's games don't count towards the tournament standings. That one is lined to right center. It's slicing away, and unable to make the catch as Barrett in center just kept slicing away from him as he was chasing it. Rudy waved around third. Here comes the throw, no throw. Rudy scores. RBI double for Brock Kless. He's had a big day at the plate. And the Panners get back on the board and lead at 9-2. That'll bring up Matthew Pennall.
Number 4, Matthew Pennall.
And then 16 guys, and then we'll take the top 2, and they get a hit, and their home runs carry over. Oh, so one might have a lead. Cool. You know what I mean?
Nobody out, and a runner at second base. So in the standings, the Goldpanners in the American side of things, American division, as this one is popped up and playable. First baseman Bird makes the catch. Pennall, out number 1, brings up Cole Alexander. So the Utah Marshals are 2-0. The Game Day Angels are 1-1, so are the Panners, but of course the Angels defeated the Panners yesterday. Idaho is 0-2. Idaho will play the Angels tomorrow. The Goldpanners will play the Marshals. There is still one scenario where the Goldpanners could get that top seed and finish first in the division. That is if the Goldpanners defeat Utah, and if the Angels fall to Idaho, that game will be in the morning, so we'll know if we have a chance at the number 1 spot by the time we play at 7. Angels, however, are expected to win that game against Idaho. You never know. And if they do, then the best the Panthers could finish is 2nd. And they would have to defeat Utah to do so. The first place, the number 1 finisher in each division, will play Saturday afternoon and evening in the semifinals. They get a bye to the semis. The teams that finish 2nd and 3rd in each division will play Saturday morning. If the Panthers finish 2nd, they will play the 10 a.m. game on Saturday against, or the noon 30 game, 12:30 p.m. game, if they finish 2nd, and they will play the 3rd place team on the national division. So finish 2nd, play at 12:30. Finish 3rd, play at 10 a.m. against the number 2 team from the national division. The Waves have already clinched the top spot in the national. Everything's still up for grabs in the American. Way inside on Alexander, and he takes ball 4.
Now batting, number 9, Caleb Milliken.
Milliken with Gold at 1st and 2nd, and 1 out. And he grounds this one off the hands, a little slow roller. Scow tossed to the bag to take care of Milliken on the 1-3 putout. That is the 2nd out of the inning. And brings up Griffin Harrison with now runners at 2nd and 3rd. 1 run is in. It's 9-2 Fairbanks, bottom of the 5th. If you missed the slate and scores from yesterday, the day started with the Waves defeating these Gamblers 15-5. Idaho lost to the Marshals 14-2. Marshals are very good, as we expected. They're 2-0. Goldpanners falling to the Angels 10-7, and in the nightcap it was the UCL Stars 9 and the San Francisco Seals 6. Championship game Sunday at 10:30 a.m. And again, I posted that whole chart on my Twitter page at Voice of G-Man. You can check it out there. High fly ball deep to left off the bat of Harrison, and this one is gone. Clearing the left field fence. A 3-run home run for Griffin Harrison. It's 12-2 Goldpanners, and that is your ball game. The 10-run rule, courtesy of Griffin Harrison's 3-run home run. And the Panthers celebrate victory here outside of their dugout as they have finished off the Las Vegas Gamblers here in fewer than 5 innings. That's your ball game. The mercy rule in effect, the 10-run rule, as the Goldpanners run away with it here over the Gamblers, 12-2 in 5 innings. My thanks to General Manager John Lorkey for taking over the play-by-play duties and then joining us for a few innings to talk Panners. If you missed any or all of this game, you can catch the archive version on YouTube. A lot of good stuff in there, so check it out if you missed any of this game. The Panners win today in this cross-divisional game against the Las Vegas Gamblers, and we'll have a huge game tomorrow night scheduled for 7 p.m. against the Utah Marshals, and that'll go one way or another. It will decide who the top seed is in the division and who gets a bye into the semifinals. Will the Panners have a chance at it? We'll see. We'll find out tomorrow after the Idaho Catch take on the Game Day Angels in the morning game, and I'll tweet out that score once I have it. Remember, follow the Goldpanners on all the social media sites. Check out all of Alexis Friedman's pictures on Facebook and Instagram. And you can follow the Panners on Twitter and me. The Panners are at Real Goldpanners. I'm at Voice of G-Man. We appreciate you joining us for Goldpanners baseball on PannerVision from the Gates World Series on the west side of Salt Lake City, Utah. R.J. Aranda gets the win. Griffin Harrison's 3-run home run creates the 10-run difference. And the mercy rule ends your ball game in 5 as the Panners win it 12-2. Garo Von Dane saying so long from Salt Lake City, Utah. We'll see you tomorrow for a big one. Have a great rest of your Thursday, everyone. And don't miss tomorrow's action. Tune in, turn on, and pan out. See you back in the Beehive State tomorrow, everybody. Good night. Good day, I should say. Any last words, Chris?
Good. I'll be back online for the home run derby.
Oh, you're gonna air the home run derby? So there you go. There's some breaking news before we head off the air. Chris Carlson will air today's home run derby. Cole Alexander is going to be in it for Fairbanks, and so is Matthew Pinal. At least that's what both of those guys told me before the game. We'll see if any other Panners are in there. But Alexander and Pinal, and tweet that out, Chris, if you haven't already, that will be on PannerVision, the home run derby at 8 p.m. Mountain Time tonight. Once more, Garo Von Dane saying so long from Salt Lake City, Utah. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Home run derby tonight at 8. I'll be back with you tomorrow at 7, Panners and Marshalls. Good night.